All right. We are back in the building, and today I want to bring a good friend from the Bitcoin Association for BSV. His name is Muhammad Salman Anjum. He's the head. I believe he's the head of the MENA hub for BSV, but also he is also the chief mate of Invoice Mate. So I'm definitely want him to elaborate more about Invoice Mate, and he's also been involved in a lot of, I would say, enterprise solutions and products. So, but before we dive into all that, I got to ask Salman, how did he get into the world of crypto and blockchain, and how did he get himself involved with the Bitcoin Association? So I'm pretty sure he has quite a long and interesting history. So before we dive into your crypto origin story, first of all, Salman, welcome to the XT Cast, and hope you're doing well.
Marcos, thank you very much for having me on XTcast. And yes, it's indeed friendship first, and then any kind of other like professional relationship. Yeah, you asked about my background or my journey in the blockchain space. It started around 6 years back. I was working for the defense here, head of the learning and performance management. So it was all of corporate side or enterprise side of experience I had before I was in the blockchain space. So I started exploring blockchain for my domain or vertical, which was performance management, trainings, corporate processes, and all that. So I realized that it has beyond Bitcoin to offer. Like blockchain is not just for the Bitcoin or the cryptocurrencies. So it has more to offer, and especially in the corporate space, enterprise space. So I remember when I was doing corporate trainings before, and also speaking gigs, but on the leadership side, coaching side, or performance management side. But when I sent my proposal for one of the major blockchain conference here in Dubai, and the topic was implications of blockchain for enterprises or for the people management. So they called me and they said, we are selecting you, but only on the basis of your topic, because we have 6 speakers and you are speaking something different. Others are all speaking about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, and you will be discussing some other use case of blockchain. So that's why we are having you. So that was the start of the journey. So I kept on learning more about enterprise use cases and enterprise applications of blockchain. And then I left my 9 to 5, came 100% in the space of blockchain. I remember my first projects with the General Civil Aviation here in UAE. Since then, I'm also working for PricewaterhouseCoopers as their adjunct trainer for fintech and blockchain. So I've designed the courses for these 2 areas and delivered whenever I get time. I do deliver as well. So I'm educator first and entrepreneur later. So my core is I'm an educator. So that's how I came into this space of blockchain, identifying where are the opportunities of blockchain in the areas of people management, training, learning, and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, right. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that story, your journey, and actually I didn't know about the educator side. I think that is pretty interesting. So I think in many ways, being an educator first, then second come entrepreneur. I think that has been quite a good, interesting fit for you. I guess joining with Bitcoin Association. Would that be correct, or is there like an interesting story how you?
Yeah, that's also quite an interesting thing. I was in first 2 years of my blockchain practitioner, being a blockchain practitioner, I was a solo artist. So I was advisor, consultant, and trainer for, as I mentioned, PwC, government entities, United Nations bodies, so on and so forth. So that was first 2 years. Then I realized I have to be part of some project for my sustainable growth, and at the same time, being more in the to deliver more in the contribute more in the space. So I joined Bin Zayed Group, which is the Abu Dhabi's royal family group, Benzide. So I was part of that group for and leading their like accelerator program for blockchain projects for almost 2 years. And during that phase, I met Jimmy in one of the conference. It was Retosa. I remember the first conference after the COVID. That was October, I think, 2020, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my first interaction with the BSV. Of course, like many others, I was also a bit suspicious about the reputation of BSV, and but at the same time, I was like curious what's in it. So, especially on the enterprise blockchain side, what it can offer. And to be honest, it was Jimmy, who was the founding president of the Bitcoin Association or BSV Blockchain Association. So he convinced me a lot about like there is a proper story of BSV other than the Craig Wright's issues and other things.
Yeah.
Then I started digging in. So I think that was October 2020. First time he offered me to take the role of BSV Hub, MENA and South Asia region. That was the next time when we met in December 2020, again on the second Retosa event. And I told him that I'm busy with the Bin Zayed group and I have to figure out more about BSV and the role. I realized that it's a good opportunity because I was supposed to promote enterprise blockchain and a protocol which is highly beneficial or highly valuable for enterprise blockchain solutions because of its microtransaction ability and high performance, bigger block size and all that. So I was not seeing just the technology aspects, I was seeing its application aspect.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That was my catch, that okay, I can since I was also doing my own company, which you mentioned, that one of the products of our company, which is InvoiceMate, but the company name is Mate Soul. So Mate Solutions, you can say Mate and Solutions. So under Mate Soul, we do projects. We do mainly, again, government projects and enterprise blockchain projects. So I saw application of BSV in my own projects, and I got convinced that, okay, for the enterprise blockchain solutions, there is nothing like, and especially it's a public blockchain and like a proof of work blockchain, because again, you can find a lot of proof of stake blockchains which are fit for the enterprise blockchain solutions, but at the same time, it's not easy to come up with the proof of work blockchain for the like enterprise solutions fit.
Yeah.
So then I took another 3 months, and then in March 2021, last year, I opted this role to lead the Middle East, North Africa, and South Asia region for BSV. The core objective is very simple: to promote blockchain in general, and specifically the BSV in the areas of government applications, enterprise applications, crypto, classic crypto applications. Gaming now very big. We are like big time focusing on the play to earn games and metaverse now. So these are the areas we try to promote BSV blockchain as a protocol, and we partner with the academia, we partner with the associations, tech associations, to do some co-branded like initiatives, engagements, again to promote blockchain in general and targeted towards the BSV.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, thanks for sharing that about BSV. And because I actually want to kind of like a fall back where you mentioned about previously proof of work. Actually, I kind of forgot. Sorry, I kind of like forgot. I think the point where you mentioned about trying to make proof of work feasible for enterprises. I guess. Am I correct to say that dealing with enterprises, we're talking about, like high volumes of transactions and how to process it in a very fast way?
When you see proof of work blockchains, the challenge of using proof of work blockchains when the enterprise, especially, let's take the example of Ethereum, the gas fee itself is way too high. And second thing is volatility in the gas fee or the transaction fee you have to bear. In enterprises, there is a challenge. Like again, being coming from the corporate side or enterprise side, I knew the challenge of enterprise tech solutions, the digital transformation solutions. So I realized that, okay, if you will be offering proof of work based transaction fee model to any CFO, they
Yeah.
approve the budget, because there is no fixed budget. People from finance side, they run on numbers. They want to do the projections and the budgetings for the coming time, like
Right.
the budget, 5 years budget, so on and so forth. So whenever they do some acquisition of software for their operations or for their digitization, they have to have a very specific budget, like a fixed number.
Mm.
Proof of work, again, it's random cost. It can go high, it can come low. It
Yeah.
can be, again, different in different months, because every transaction will be different, having a different transaction fee. But there is an ecosystem company named as TAL, TAAL, in the BSV ecosystem. So what they do, they are basically call themselves as transaction processors. So there's
Okay.
a very good fit for the enterprise blockchain solutions. If you tie up with the TAL, they can
Yeah.
tell you fixed number of transactions at the fixed rate. For example, 10,000 transactions will cost you X.
Yeah.
100,000 transactions will cost you Y. Million transactions will cost you in a year, will cost you Z. So now,
Yeah.
based on your assessment to the enterprise solution, you can recommend them the package from the TAL, and there is
Yeah.
no variable cost. And of course, we should not be forgetting that in proof of work, normally the cost of transaction is higher than the proof of stake. It's no brainer. But
Yeah.
in case of BSV, it's sometimes even lower than the proof of stake, many of the proof of stake transactions. So it's one, like highest I have seen is 1/10 of the penny. We have
Yeah.
seen like 1/100 of the penny as well. So we have implemented BSV blockchain in several government projects till now, and enterprise blockchain. We also use it in InvoiceMate. So the transaction fee, it's fixture of a fixed cost. This is amazing
Yeah.
for the corporate finance guys, and of course for their acquisition of any enterprise solution.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. But yeah, thank you for sharing the main difference between proof of work and proof of stake, especially the cost of the transactions. Because I know not many people would pay attention to proof of work, particularly BSV, because it can handle like enormous amounts of transactions. What is the amount? What is the highest amounts of transactions BSV can, I guess, can handle? Like comparing BSV to say like Visa, or even say maybe like Solana. Like if you have it.
So currently, if you see the volume of BSV transaction, it's one of the top. Like sometimes we even beat Ethereum, which is generally the number one transaction wise. So sometimes we even beat Ethereum, other protocols. Why? Only because the high volume transaction solutions require the lower transaction fee. Something like the play to earn games, there is a very like our star kind of a protocol user is the CryptoFights, which is the play to earn. So they are creating so much of a volume of transactions, and they can only be doing it through BSV because the cost of transaction is very low. And not just that, second thing is high performance volume. It's a bigger block which accommodates like the performance issue as well. So it's the transaction per second is better than now any other proof of work blockchain. And it's going towards like reaching to the level of Visa and the other major. When you benchmark the transactions per transaction per second, you benchmark it generally with Visa and other like financial sector applications. So it's reaching to that point as well. So this is, and it's like ever improving. The another very good part, being part of the like a good side of the BSV, is that being a part of the ecosystem for last almost 1.5 year, is that it's very much a progressive organization in that technology at the same time. So they always reach for the next big goal. So they don't just
Yeah.
sit on the laurels of the what they have achieved. Okay, 2 GB block size. No, they go for
Yeah.
the 4 GB block size. They go for the next
Yeah.
transactions per second kind of a benchmark. So this is a very, very good sign when you see that okay, things are improving, not just static. My like only issue is that BSV has so much of a fog around it because of the issues
Yeah.
that it has. The political, we can say, a tribal mindset we have in the crypto.
Yeah.
That is the only like area of like let's say concern. Otherwise, BSV is a world beater, no brainer. When you want to use it for actually the technology wise, yeah, then there is no brainer.
Interesting. Yeah. No. No. Definitely. Thank you for like you know sharing about what do you say, the fog, or that's with regards to BSV, because I mean technology wise, I mean I've been reading it. I mean I think it's pretty fantastic. I guess a lot of it, I guess, in the crypto and blockchain space tends to be a lot of political, ideological, there are different factions going on. So I guess we're still early in the space. So I don't see it die anytime soon. But I think the approach, I think what I like about BSV is they are going for, uh, the arena of enterprises, because obviously enterprises, they have a real use case, and they use a lot of transactions. They need faster, easy, and reliable systems to conduct business in a stable manner. So I think that is quite a good approach. So but yeah, I guess the only challenge is dealing with just the fog around Craig Wright and stuff. So but I was just kind of curious, like, you being the MENA hub leader over here for BSV, like, has that always been the challenge for you with regards to Craig Wright, or is it mostly like you're trying to compete with other blockchains in onboarding different enterprises?
Uh, when I joined BSV, it was like in those days there was not much of a issue about the reputation side of the BSV. I'm talking about the
Mm-hmm.
March last year, or the first quarter from March to June-ish, or maybe till October last year.
Yeah.
We were like having a competition with other protocols just to promote BSV blockchain as a
Yeah.
protocol. But then I realized that even in Dubai now, there is a very much a ideological kind of a tribe set in, which was not there from the very
Hmm.
beginning. If I go back from, I joined the blockchain space late 2016, early 2017, and I don't think there was anything like a tribal ideological kind of a grouping till the
Hmm.
third half, like a second half of the 2021. Which is
Gotcha.
unfortunate. But the reason is that okay, you have to see the technology first, not the
Yeah.
personality behind the technology, or the people behind, only the people behind the technology. You can debate about that, but in that debate, you just write off the technology. That's what I have
Mhm.
a major concern with this ideological or tribal mindset in
Yeah.
our community, that they just write off the technology part by just focusing on the one element of the personality. Now,
Okay. Yeah.
let's not again. I'm not challenging them whether they're right or wrong, but 90% of them, they don't even know that you can write smart contracts on BSV. It's a
Yeah. Yeah.
protocol, and 90% of this so-called tribe, which is anti-BSV, they have no clue that you can even write a smart contract on a BSV, on a Bitcoin protocol, a fork of a Bitcoin, which is a BSV. So you have
Yeah.
issues. okay, keep them. I'm not like again here to change the people's mind, but at least
Yeah.
the other aspects of the project,
Mhm.
the work we have done with the governments, the work we are doing with the universities here for the research part, the work we have been doing with the like bringing more and more transactions on blockchain, which at the moment is in favor of entire blockchain ecosystem. So much has been going on, which is positive around BSV, but you are only want to focus on one area of the fogs
Yeah.
or whatever. Again, I'm not here to convince them or change their mind, but
Right.
my like how I want to promote BSV is the tech side, the utility side of
Yeah.
the token,
Hmm.
or the protocol, not just the political side of the
Yeah.
the project.
Okay. No, so, no, definitely agree to that, and thank you for sharing that. I know because I was always kind of curious because trying to already it is difficult trying to how do you say educate people about cryptocurrencies and blockchain itself, and then within the space there's so many fragments, so but I guess it's but but I do believe there's a lot of new people are coming into the space too, so I think to me I take I see it as a positive thing. So it's not necessarily you have to. I know the way I see it, you don't have to deal with the same naysayers all the time. But at least I'm grateful that the industry is growing. That like people are trying to figure out how they can use crypto and blockchain based solutions to revolutionize the internet, information, money. So, but speaking about enterprise, I would like to focus on InvoiceMate, and because I find it quite interesting to learn more about what is the inspiration behind you founding InvoiceMate, and how did you come up with that? So if you can elaborate on that.
Sure, Marcus. Like again, as I told you that I was out and out an enterprise blockchain specialist or the practitioner. And when I was advising, when I was being part of the teams for delivering the enterprise blockchain solutions, I was realizing were some mistakes been choosing the right use case of blockchain for those solutions. People were, especially the government entities, were just going for blockchain for the sake of trend, for the sake of blockchain, but they were not realizing what should be the right use case. So I came up with my own company. Exactly 2 years back. It was like August, September 2021. So that
Okay.
then I founded Made Soul, and my ambition was just to do their enterprise blockchain solutions, which have a real application of our use case of a blockchain. Not we didn't want to do any kind of a blockchain solution for the sake of blockchain
Yeah.
trend only. So we started as a document management system of blockchain. That was the start
Okay.
of InvoiceMate. So at that time, it was named as DocsMate. But then we realized very soon, like first 6 months, we did a lot of like work, dev work, design work for the document management system named as DocsMate. But then we realized that it is not a product for masses. It is a product for a corporate and a very high-end corporates to use document verification system on blockchain, which can be a document management system of what we were doing. So then we started figuring out what is the main document that all businesses use. And
Yeah.
we found out that invoices are the world's most commonly used business document. Small, medium size, large size enterprises, private organizations, government organizations. Invoices are the backbone of any financial systems, and financial systems are the backbone of any business or any organization. So to remain sustainable, you have to use invoices for your financial management. Now, then we started realizing, okay, now we have to work on the invoice, because again, we did our research, and plenty of operational challenges, especially the fraud is a big element of and inefficiencies, trust issues there for the invoices. So now after like almost 1.5 years, we have two different versions of InvoiceMate. One is InvoiceMate Lite and one is InvoiceMate Pro. Lite addresses the
Okay.
needs of the small and freelancers and very small businesses, and the
Hmm.
InvoiceMate Pro is the corporate enterprise solution. But very recently now we have come up with the new idea, not idea, I mean the business model, which is the Know Your Invoice. So now we are the initially, yes, we still are world's only invoice management system powered by a blockchain, even though it's been 1.5 year almost. We've rolled out the InvoiceMate Pro especially, and now
Yeah.
with this Know Your Invoice hub is the again world's the only Know Your Invoice. People have heard about Know Your Business, KYB, Know Your
Yeah.
Customer, KYC, and these are very two regular compliance features the enterprises have to use, and there are many
You're right.
projects around it. But there is no single project around KYI, Know Your Invoice. Why is the
Hmm.
like it is valuable, and what kind of problem it is solving with the InvoiceMate? Financial institutions and the banks, they do invoice financing, like just like people are getting advanced loans advanced salaries as loans. They can
Yeah.
also, the vendors of any organizations can get the advanced payment of their outstanding invoices. So once your invoice is approved by any organization of your client side, you can take it to the bank or financial institution and tell him or tell the that you want loan out on the basis of this outstanding payment which you have to receive. So it's account receivable loan. It's
Yeah.
common, but at the same time very challenging, because again it is some sort of an insecure loan, and banks and financial institutions generally hesitate doing investment. Bless you.
Yeah.
So why they hesitate? Because if Marcus and Salman are good friends, you are the client and I'm the vendor, we can settle that. Okay, I'll send you a one consignment for $50,000, but you will entertain that consignment in documents for 500,000. That's
Okay.
a huge,
Yeah.
like again, tampering of the credentials. Or we are overvaluing the transaction. And then I'm taking as a vendor, after you prove my invoice of 500,000 that you will be paying me after 3 months. I'm taking it to the banks, and banks can give me 60% of that outstanding payment, which is actually not there. The actual value is far less. It's 10% of
Yeah.
the whole thing, 20% of the whole thing. So this happens very regularly, especially in the third world countries. Banks and financial institutions, they have to do a lot of due diligence on the invoices, its credentials, and they generally take 3 weeks to 4 weeks sometimes to prove the invoice financing to any applicant. Now,
Right. Yeah. Well.
KYI through blockchain and with this software named as InvoiceMate, now we are partnering with the financial institutions and banks so that they can do this due diligence in seconds. So they will have a complete audit trail from the creation of invoice to the payment readiness of the invoice. So any kind of a process in between the POs and the shipment tracking, plus the any kind of reviews and approvals on the invoice values or invoice credentials from the project manager side, from the accounting team side, is being available on the blockchain. And that makes the job of the banker who is doing
Yeah.
due diligence very easy. So in seconds they can realize, okay, the transaction took place on this date. It has the whole visibility. We call it 360-degree view of an invoice. So we can enable that view for the banker. Banker can
Nice. Okay.
validate, verify the credentials of invoice. Or we can completely take it to the smart contracts on the blockchain as well. So automatically you can be eligible once you
Yeah.
apply and put your whole credentials which are already there on the blockchain. So you can be eligible in seconds to claim your invoice financing. So from the journey of 3 weeks to it can cut down to, let's say, 3 days or even 3 seconds if it is on smart contract. So that's the value which we are bringing. The aim is to now partner with the banks and financial institutions. That's what we have been focusing on for last 2-3 months. We have partnered with some banks in Pakistan, some banks in Africa, and
Congrats.
Asia, and now we are getting into the MENA market as well. So Saudi and UAE will be the next areas where we will be penetrating.
Wow, that is actually quite incredible. First of all, hey, congrats to you and your team to get some of those banks onboarded, and definitely UAE and Saudi Arabia. I mean, these two markets in the next couple of years. I guess in this region though, it's going to be pretty. I would say explosive in a sense, because there's incredible growth, right? Like a lot of companies over here are looking to adopt blockchain in some form or the other, but they just need guidance to use blockchain in the right way, than simply go join the hype.
No doubt about that. The number one, I think, Zook was the capital of crypto or blockchain, I think 2-3 years back. But now, no arguments. Dubai is the capital of the blockchain in the world. It has now the adoption, which I don't think so there is any other city or any other country which is going to give this much of adoption to the blockchain. So, of course, like being our headquarters is in Dubai as well. So we want to now focus more on these markets. Saudi is coming. I was speaking in the Leap, representing also the BSV in January this year. So Leap was an event, eye-opener kind of event. It was from 9 to 10 p.m., 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. kind of a 12 hours per day, 3 days.
Wow, okay.
It attracted almost 50,000 persons in 3 days. There is a big appetite in Saudi. It's 10 times bigger market than the UAE, and it's all they are mainly focusing on the digital transformation solutions.
Gotcha.
We are partnering with there are two potential partners for us in Saudi market, because again, we don't want to do every country on our own. We have a strategy to partner with the local players, and they move forward from that point.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. At least in that way, it's sort of, decentralized in some sense, right? Like, try to get, some folks to have a piece of the action and, help transform, their economies, So I think that is really good. So, but just for my audience, for XC.com, could you just tell me what is Leap, the event, what it is all about, and what makes Leap so special in Saudi Arabia?
If the audience are from Dubai, I'll just compare it with GITEX. GITEX is the biggest IT event in the Middle East, which is in the Dubai. Everyone knows about that. So Leap is the GITEX of Saudi. That's the simplest relevance I can put forward. So it's main IT, flagship IT event at the moment for Saudi. Happens mostly in the January or February period of in the beginning of the year. I mean, I think last year it was for 3 days, but this year 2023 there will be 4 days of a Leap event.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh yeah. No, thanks for sharing that. And also thanks for sharing the utility of InvoiceMate. And I just had a sort of random question in terms of creating a product. Like, you created kind of like a invoice tracking system and verification. I don't know, because I was thinking, I was trying to come up with some entrepreneurial idea, whether it's something in e-commerce or something. But one of the most random thing, I was just looking at my browser. So I don't know, it's just an entrepreneurial exercise I want to have with you. Do you, I'm sure you're familiar with the Brave browser.
Yeah.
They have their BAT tokens, the basic attention token. Do you, I don't know, I always wondered, is there a possibility for an internet browser based on BSV? Is that a far-fetched idea, or?
I think it would be a very good fit because again, such kind of use cases require a lot more transactions going on chain, and because they have to reward
Yeah.
their users. So any social media platform, any browser like platform, any other e-commerce platform, if they want to extend the rewards to their clients or users,
Yeah.
there have to be some microtransactions. So the value of
Gotcha.
that transaction will be so low, like
Yeah.
in pennies or maybe less than pennies, a fraction of a penny. So you cannot afford a transaction fee of more than what you are delivering actually to the
Yeah.
user. So in that case, it's a very good fit. I mean, the BSP is a
Okay.
very good fit. Uh, Not again just to promote, but I'll also when I explain the value of BSV, it again comes from the usage of BSV.
Yeah.
Just the promoter of blockchain that they pay me and I'm promoting it. Honestly, there is no contract between BSV and MateSoul to use BSV in our applications. So we are
Gotcha.
using
Okay.
BSV in VoiceMate, in our metaverse projects, in our other enterprise blockchain solutions
Mm-hmm.
without any condition. So only for the sake of our own benefit that yes, BSV is giving us the value of lower transaction fees, higher
Mm-hmm.
performance, so we can use BSV more confidently. So that's why probably in my 1.5 year time with the BSV, I was always promoting the value of BSV than any other
Yeah.
aspect of the BSV. So when you ask me this question, I know I can give you a very quick reference why such browsers and such social media likes and shares kind of platforms are the e-commerce platforms, reward system platforms will be very good fit for with the BSV because again, micro transaction
Mm.
of the transaction is like very low and at the same time high performance of the system.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, thank you for sharing that. No, there's something. Look, the reason I asked that is honestly out of my personal benefit, really. Um, I will I would love to see or maybe I guess come up with my own idea how to create something, how to create a product that's based on proof of work. Because I think that's something I believe in, and also it has to kind of like solve a problem in the marketplace, and also I love the point where you mentioned about micropayments. I think that is something I remember getting into crypto, getting into Bitcoin was the peer-to-peer electronic cash transaction system. So uh, I wasn't focusing on the coin aspect of Bitcoin. I was more focused on the bit aspect, the computational power of Bitcoin, and how uh, you know we could create not necessarily like a new internet, but I can easily transfer value to one person. Let's say, so like I'm here in Dubai, I can send some money or send some value to a friend of mine somewhere in West Texas. So that also is such a fraction speed. Just faster, easier, reliable. Without any third party intermediaries. So that is something. I think for that we have to focus on microtransactions. Sorry, micro payments. So
Micropayment.
I
In fact, as you mentioned, microtransactions as well. For example, there was when we were new in the blockchain space, and I used to hear a lot about that. There will be a day when you can buy your Starbucks with the crypto. There will be a day when you can buy your
yeah
grocery with crypto. When you will ride Uber on a crypto, etc. Since
yeah
then, I think we lost that part, and the crypto has been used for the store of value. It's been used for
yeah
speculative, trading aspect, but the utility side, micro transaction, micro payment side, cash to cash, peer to peer
hmm
cash system. This was a missing link till now. This is the missing link till now. I think we need protocols like BSP. Again, I'm not saying because I'm like part of the team, but
yeah
something different, some other projects which can facilitate the micro payments for the small transactions or frequent transactions will be very handy. And since the earlier protocols, Bitcoin itself, the Ethereum's, they're so expensive to use for
Yeah.
transactions. You cannot simply use them, and you need such new technologies. I mean, the projects like protocols like BSV to facilitate that very core adoption of cryptocurrencies, which is the peer-to-peer cash system.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think that's something. I know it's interesting. Reflecting back a couple of years ago when I learned about it, and now I'm here in the industry. Working for XE.com, and um, I know how we pivoted and how the industry has changed. So, but I always, like I said earlier, I reflect on, what, like, we're still early in the game. There is still incredible opportunities, new possibilities. So it's just the beginning. I know we passed 11 years or 12 years, but I think the best is yet to come. So, now we saw what's happening in the past. Now we are in the present. But you know what? I'm excited about the future. And I'm excited about to learn. I'm talking to a lot of people in the crypto and the blockchain space, and many of them obviously are positive and optimistic, even in the bear market situation. I think this is a time where a lot of building is taking place, a lot of planning and action, action in the process. So, with regards to BSV here in the Middle East or in the MENA and South Asia, um, do you guys have any exciting plans you guys want to share with us, or you guys are working on that we could look forward to?
Yeah, as I mentioned in the very beginning, that now we are focusing on the metaverse and especially play to earn games. These are the projects which
Okay.
consume a lot of, like, again, which require a lot of micro payment payments for their transactions on chain. So this is a very focused area where we want more adoption of
Yeah.
BSV. And this is the area where I think in Middle East, South Asia, we have a lot of, like, gaming companies. So we are targeting them to see, and we have already onboarded few to start using BSV. And the second
Okay.
is again, our main focus is to promote BSV in the developer community. So they when they think of their startup on a blockchain, they can also think about using the right fit of a blockchain for them, which could be the BSV.
Gotcha.
So we will be doing a roadshow starting from September. So we will be covering around
Nice.
countries. Yes, so it will be, of course, people will gather people from the developers community, from the startups, from the academia, researchers, and some enterprise blockchain, not, I mean, enterprise digital transformation practitioners. So this will be a community. We will be targeting a couple of countries we have shortlisted from North Africa, which will be Tunisia and Morocco. Couple of countries from the South
Nice.
Asia, and few countries from the Middle East area. So we will be starting this roadshow, like a couple of days in each country with our partners as well. Gate to Chain is one of the low code blockchain tool which is using BSV.
Yeah.
So they have partnered with us. They will be sending like their representative in each of this roadshow. We will be partnering
Nice.
with
Okay.
more uh, partner companies. Could be I will offer the same to the XT as well. So it will
All
be
right.
like
Yeah.
again, 5 or 6 of us will be going
Hmm.
addressing in like a couple of hours mini event kind of a thing to this right audience.
Yeah.
We don't want to do events which has like non-targeted kind of audience, like everyone is coming.
Sure.
There are people who are asking you what is blockchain. So that is not the audience now we want the audience
Yeah.
which already knows what blockchain is, and they
Gotcha.
doing some blockchain project. They are thinking about doing some blockchain project, and they are figuring out the right fit for the project. So this is a very
Hmm.
targeted audience. we will be addressing in this our road show, which we'll be starting from September, and we'll continue doing it to the the first half of December.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Okay, there's something to look forward to. Thank you for sharing that. And definitely, I'm excited about. There's a lot of movement in the GameFi space, and also metaverse too. I still, personally for me, I'll just be honest. I'm still learning about metaverse and trying to, I think this maybe we're just too early. We're just in the like sort of like the prehistoric era of metaverse. So I think there's still long ways to go, right? I'm assuming. I don't know. But, so I apologize for my ignorance. I'm just still trying to catch up with the metaverse.
Right. We are in the mid-90s of the web era when no one was very sure what kind of use cases will be for internet or web 1.0. So yeah, with the web 3.0 or the metaverse application, it's very early to predict. Yes, but now is the time to jump in. Now is the time to experiment with it, implement, and then learn from, okay, this is working and this is not. Scale what is working and discard what is not working. So right now, it's not. I don't think so. In next 2-3 years, it will be going in the mass adoption. I mean the metaverse, because again there are other challenges around it. For example, the hardware cost is still not. It's going to be a challenge for everyone to something $300 worth 3D, and then of course using the metaverse application. So there is like a makeshift arrangement now. People who are doing metaverse projects, they're doing it on 2.5D. So there is 2D and 3D, but now with this new necessity is the mother of innovation. So any invention. So now the developer community in the metaverse space, they're doing projects on 2.5D, which is a combination of both. So you even in your web interface or your mobile app interface, you still can have an immersive experience of metaverse. So, and without like using the 3D goggles or the equipment. So you're right. It's early days. It still requires some right use case. Like in internet, we had the use cases of Facebook by 2003. Google became Google around again, like in that era. Uber came around 2008-ish, 9-ish. So things happen with the evolution. Metaverse also will regress from this point where it is now. And currently, the right use cases to me are the education part, the meetings for the corporate or enterprise use cases, and the gaming, of course.
Interesting. All right, thanks for sharing that. I really enjoyed this conversation. I wish we could go more longer, but I'm excited that I mean, you've been really active in this here in Dubai for quite some time, and they definitely just want to repeat again. Like for the Bitcoin Association, the global convention you guys had at the Grand Hyatt was really good, really informative. It was really nice to see a lot of new people, not just regular new people, but actually people who are trying to build something. They're trying to crypto and build. So I think that kind of caught my attention, and it made me feel confident. I think we're going to see some interesting projects, maybe some new tools, and actually in the end, I think for me, I just want people to realize that, hey, crypto and blockchain is revolutionizing the internet, information, money. So that's what matters. So we have a lot of interesting entrepreneurs who are coming into Dubai. A lot of people are coming to Dubai because they want to come to a place where they treat best. So for just if you're open to advising some upcoming entrepreneurs, upcoming developers, what suggestions and words of wisdom would you like to share to them?
Right. So first of all, thank you for appreciating our work for this BSV convention, which happened in the May. And again, you were right that we tried to bring the new people, which are not very much a regular speakers or regular attendees of the blockchain event. So it was a fresh entrants, a lot of fresh entrants were there on the stage and sharing their actual experience with the blockchain. Now, as you mentioned, now if I suggest someone as a practitioner in the space for 6 years now, and especially I have my own niche, which is the enterprise side of the blockchain, always go for the utility of a blockchain. Don't bring blockchain in your solution just for the sake of trend, that it will help you in raising the funds, raising the funding. It will help you creating some hype about it. Gone is that time. Believe me, that time is gone now. That was a time,
Okay.
2018, 19 kind of a thing. 20 onwards
Yeah.
now, the fund, you reach out to the VC, the first thing they will see whether there is an application of blockchain in it. If you are using token, whether there is a utility of token in it, and if the
Yeah.
requirement of a native token, or you can use some existing token in the ecosystem of your project. So
Right.
things have been mature. Now seek the right fit of blockchain in your project. If it is not there, because blockchain is not a cure of every thing, every problem. It is solving the problem of trust only. Efficiency wise, it is not that like friendly enabler. It is an enabler for the trust. So seek if there is a trust issue in your in the problem which you are trying to solve, bring in
Yeah.
no other right fit is there technology wise. Secondly, alone blockchain cannot solve every problem, and your application should be having a very strong component of legacy technologies,
Yeah.
AI, and data analytics.
Interesting. Wow. Okay.
So you have to be having a package which is having blockchain as just a component, not as a USP or as a highlight. So think industry 4.0 application, which you are, if you are doing one, is as a like a product of the enablers from the digital technologies of AI, legacy, big data, and plus the blockchain.
Interesting. That's very interesting. Most of this, I haven't heard that explained in that way. No, thanks for sharing that. Now that also got me thinking too. To club all that, not just blockchain, but also legacy technologies and other relevant tech. Just kind of like, I guess maybe a lot of it has to be integrated, but I think from outside it looks kind of complicated, but with experience, you can present it in a simple solution. Okay, I can see that. Awesome. Yeah. Anyways, hey, Salman, thank you for dropping in at the XTcast, the official podcast of XT.com. Thank you for sharing your origin story and also your time. I really, I'm glad that we got to connect and have this, relaxed, free flow conversation. So thank you for that. And definitely we'll share your LinkedIn and also other relevant links below for people to reach out. So, they can reach out to you, ask you questions, technical stuff, who knows, ask you for, lots of money, for their crazy projects. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure there's a different process.
So we have a process for that as well. If the project wants to use the BSV, we have some accelerator programs, incubator programs, and there is a VC as well, ecosystem VC, which can do the fundraising based on the equity acquisitions.
All right. Okay.
Complete.
I didn't know that. Okay. I know the incubation side. I didn't know about the VC stuff. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm glad. Okay, I said that because I said that in just in a jovial way. All right. Okay. No, this is good to know. Okay, this is great. So yeah. Anyways, fam. Someone don't hit the leave button yet. But anyways, fam, we gotta go. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you very much.